A cemetery is considered a place of remembrance, where family, friends, and loved ones can pay their respects to the dead. Typically hundreds of plots marked with a headstone, weathering the years, seasons, generations, but not always.
The Pottters Field, it's right before that line of trees and into the trees, because we're talking the first burials were, 125 years ago.
Caroline Grabowski is the self-proclaimed cemetery lady. She has a passion for history and shares it by giving tours in Sault Ste. Marie, the oldest city in Michigan and one of the oldest in the country.
When I was doing research for my cemetery tours, I kept finding this notation, Pottters Field, buried Pottters Field, and I thought, where is this Pottters Field? I don't see anything when I visit the cemetery.
A biblical term, Potter's Field is where you buried those who didn't seem to belong to anyone.
There was no ceremony. They were just put in the earth.
They were men, women, and children, many of them immigrants, taken by typhoid, tuberculosis, accidents, suicide, murder, or not making it home from a long night of drinking.
There are no headstones, of course. People couldn't afford to bury their loved one. They certainly couldn't afford to put a headstone up.
But they were people with lives, pasts, stories too easily forgotten. Caroline decided they needed to be recognized and remembered.
There was no headstone. There was no way of knowing where exactly your loved one was buried. So after a while, when the immediate family, if there was an immediate family, they would stop coming, and people just forgot about it. They just, the better off people of Sioux didn't even know it existed.
She spent countless hours researching and connecting with these names, who became very real people to her.
It's like baby Percy Graham, almost a year and a half, and then he died from dysentery in 1914. Children died in droves. If these children had Pedialytes like they do now, they wouldn't have died.
Caroline started raising money and was able to put up this simple plaque to remember those buried here.
And I hope people stop and visit and maybe say a prayer for these people, because they are part of our history too. They were the working poor. They helped to build the locks, the canals, the buildings here in town.
At one time, they were a part of this community. Today, they are gone, but not forgotten.
Even today, nobody feels any tie with these people. And that is a shame, because they are our forebears. They are who we are now is because of them.